What's up, everybody? This is Sideline Rewind, all things professional cheerleading podcast. We are back at you with episode number 7.
Lucky number
Sweet.
7.
Lucky number 7, y'all. We're back at it. How y'all doing?
We're doing
Fantastic.
pretty good. How about you?
We're tired, but we are here, honey.
Mondays are hard sometimes.
It's a Monday, April the 15th. It is tax day.
Damn.
Oh, didn't
It
think
is-
of that.
It is tax day, so if you get it in while you can. But it's a busy day.
Got till midnight.
You got till midnight, so get that on in. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back with episode number 7. We want to thank everybody for liking and subscribing and downloading the podcast.
Absolutely.
I saw today that we've had several downloads, and we want to thank everybody. And I saw some people. We had the privilege, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to jump on into it, of judging 2 of us. Anita, she was out on business, but she is so professional, honey. She could have been there too she could have been.
Actually, wasn't business, but
Pleasure. But she should have been. If she could have been there, she would have been there with us at the Tennessee Titans tryouts.
Yes.
Was this weekend.
Yes,
That's right.
this weekend.
And it was a jam-packed weekend, let
It
me tell
was.
ya. It was fun.
It was so much fun.
I totally enjoyed seeing everybody. Micah, Monica, shout out to them. Jackie and Heather. It was so good to see them.
It was.
How fun.
It was. I'll say, I feel like this year the talent was on a whole other level of anything I've seen. The dance technique that was required to participate or even try out this year was insane. Like if
I
you
wouldn't
didn't-
have made it.
Well,
Oh, I wouldn't
You know,
have
we
either.
talked about in previous episodes how important is training, how important are clinics, how important are prep classes. Girl, this was not like you could cram it in at the last minute. You better start training few years in advance because it was on another level. I just have no other words to describe it. And if you know
Absolutely.
me, I would not say it was that good if it wasn't that good. It was
That's amazing.
that good.
Yes, ma'am.
I was very impressed.
I was very impressed, and I was sitting there going, again, I was like, I wouldn't have made it. They were doing leaps and turns.
Oh, yeah.
And the leaps and turns were so well done and technical by the ladies.
Yes, they had so many
like
technical
their lines,
dancers.
I was looking at it like these are professional
That's right.
dancers.
I love it.
To where
Absolutely.
the lines and the position of their bodies,
Absolutely.
it was on point. And I was like,
It was.
I don't know where
Well-
my points are going to come from, but I don't know if I'd have been able to make it.
Right.
Honestly.
well, I was off gallivanting, boot stomping in Texas.
yes, honey.
And I missed it all. But it's been a long time since I've judged the Titans. So I'm dying to hear all about it from you two.
yeah, it was intense.
I've judged a bunch of years in a row. I would say a lot.
lot
I'm
of
very, very grateful to be asked back every year. But I will say this was top notch year. It was
It
really, really,
really
good.
was.
And one of the things that really stood out to me was how diverse the group of ladies and gentlemen that tried out were. So many different backgrounds, careers, people from all over the country. In fact, there was one young lady who was from Japan, and she was
Wow.
amazing. And to me, I mean, that says a lot that these people are coming from everywhere to try to represent the Titans. And I just thought, wow, this is just
That's really
such an
cool.
amazing thing to be a part of and see.
Yes, and I was not a part of the first day, but Jeanine invited me to come to see the dance part, which was amazing. But I wrote that down. Like, I was listening to the questions, and they're from Ohio, California, Michigan, Connecticut, South Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi. A lot of the young ladies were from college.
That's right.
Programs that were coming to try out, but they were from all over the United States, and I was
Yes.
like, wow.
And even with age, there was one contestant that was 40, and she was so inspiring. And it was her second time to make it back to the finals this year.
Yes.
And so
That's
shout
great.
out to her for she
Yeah,
keeps trying
absolutely.
and she's showing up, and to me she was just very, very inspiring.
She
I
was.
was happy to see her back. I will say also with the interview portion that they had to come out and answer a question, I'll say you could really just tell all of these people were just such great humans. They were
Yes.
just such nice people.
Absolutely.
And that just exuded from them. And to me, that's coming from the leadership at the top. So super big shout out to Jackie Goodwin, Heather Hamilton, and Micah and Monica Hartsfield for really being great leaders and causing these people to be the best ambassadors for the Titans and possibly could be.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I will say, I was just so proud to sit there and watch these people and think, gosh, I'm an alumni of this. This is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so
absolutely. And I was proud because, you worry about the next generation and what's going on with social, social media and what's going on. But they were so poised and it gave me hope.
Right.
Because they were talking about leadership and how to give back to the community in such positive ways.
Yes.
I was like, bravo. It inspired me.
And they also talked a lot about how much they felt like a family. And like I said, coming from all different backgrounds and all different walks of life, it kind of, not to always bring it back to us, but remember, we're the stars here. So it reminded me of our time on the Titans.
Yes.
We all came from different backgrounds and we had such a diverse group that Mika created, and it reminded me of that. And we all felt like a family. So to me, I just shout out to you guys. It was just so good. I was just so happy.
Exactly. And
Christ
I
a clapper
agree.
today.
Yes, it really was. And they kept, a few people said that had been on the squad before. Mm-hmm. They said this, I walked in and I was like, this was a part of a family.
Yes.
And I don't know. I didn't try it at other places, but it's like that's what you want to feel when you make the decision to go somewhere.
Absolutely.
To take a job, to
show
up somewhere to be a part of an organization or a school or whatever you're trying to do. You want to say, this feels like home to me.
That's right.
Yes.
And I can take up roots here in some kind of way.
Yes.
And several of them said the exact same thing. And I thought, bravo.
Well, and you think about it, we
done.
spend a lot of time together. And so it's important that you have that cohesive relationship.
That's right.
And
but
they do feel at home.
But again, I do feel like that comes from great leadership. So
absolutely. Shout out to Jackie, Heather, Micah, and Monica. Y'all are doing an amazing job. I was so happy to be there. The panel I was on with the stunts and the partner stunts, you guys, they were off the chain.
I bet.
Oh, I can't.
I bet.
Unbelievable.
If it was anything from what I saw, it was very, very impressive. I cannot wait to see them this season.
The 40-year-old young lady who tried out, let me just give her, and I don't know her name, but she was a 40-year-old lady. She started doing acrobatics at the age of 30. She was not a high school cheerleader or a college cheerleader. She started doing acrobatics at 30. She has 2 children. She broke her back.
Mm-hmm. She said that in her interview.
She broke her back, and she made a comeback to get well and to come and try out in April for the Titans. She tried out for dance and for stunts. And again, she's probably about 4'11", 4'12".
Yeah, she was great.
And she was amazing. Yeah. So props to her.
And she said her biggest reason was she wanted to inspire her kids to know that it's never too late to follow your dreams.
Absolutely.
So who can get better than that? I mean, I'm sitting here like sobbing as she's talking because I could relate to that so much. So
absolutely.
Good for her.
A great young lady, great human being, great answers, but her will and drive to be there in that moment after an injury. I mean, and again, let's talk about, any injury you have as a athlete, that's hard.
Sure.
To come back from. I can't even imagine a back injury.
Yeah, mentally and physically, it's difficult.
So that's difficult. So shouts out to her. That was amazing. It was a great weekend, y'all, to be a part of it. So
absolutely.
It was great.
So much fun.
So much fun.
And so how many finalists were there, and then how many do they select from what you all judge?
I don't know.
I don't know
the
final number that they will select. They have not announced that yet.
They don't tell you.
Like,
they don't tell you.
They
Okay.
didn't tell us.
Yeah.
But I had probably we had about maybe 25 or 30
that they had narrowed it down to already.
For just partner stunts. And I don't remember how many, do you remember?
Maybe close to 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
for the dance part.
Well, I don't know if you all remember the other day I sent you from the Raiderettes.
Honey, tell the number. Tell it.
This wasn't the finalists, obviously, but 2,305 audition tapes were submitted.
Yeah.
For the
Raiderettes.
Come on now.
Say that again. 2,305. I'm
great.
like, What in the world?
That's great.
But
That
good.
is
I mean, how
amazing.
exciting is that?
That is exciting. That's like,
good.
because, okay, but we talked about it.
What about
Chicago, back in the day, they had
Yeah.
they had
5,000, baby,
5,000, baby.
5,000.
Come
Yeah.
on now.
And they're building a new stadium.
And they're
so
come on, Chicago Bears. Bring it. It's a need.
bring it
But
back.
shout
bring it
out
back.
to the Las Vegas Raiderettes for 2,000, well, let's say 2,400 people to show up
Yeah,
for
that's
well.
great.
a tryout.
Yeah,
So what we're saying is there's still a desire and a need.
right.
Bring it on back.
So
all the teams.
y'all, this episode, and I skipped all around because listen, I was so excited to get this conversation started. We just went on to the tryout process, but we want to thank everybody. This is Sideline Rewind podcast. All things professional cheerleading. Thank you for the downloads, the likes, and subscribes. If you have not been on Instagram, please go follow us. If you are friends with us, go follow us. Facebook, like us, friend us. Go check us out on those platforms. We are on TikTok, even though we don't know what the situation is with TikTok right now. But please go follow us on those platforms. We are going to be on YouTube momentarily. There's some administrative issues that we need to work out, but we're going to be on there. So please go subscribe, and download on there. We want to thank everybody for that.
Once you take a listen, we'd really appreciate some reviews. We really like the 5-star reviews, but
Yeah.
just get on there, take a listen, and send us a review.
Absolutely. And I met a lot of great people this weekend, and I shouted them
we sure
out
did.
in our intros, and a lot of the ladies that tried out, they started following on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's
I
great.
was really-
I
I was really excited.
Yeah, so some of the tryout processes are coming to an end, and some of them are still in the thick of it. And so we're still sharing in our stories what's happening around the globe. And so jump on in if you still have an opportunity. I think there are just a couple teams left that are still accepting audition tapes.
Absolutely. And I did see some places to where there were finals.
Yeah.
I think Baltimore, they have their finalists, and we probably need to get on
Yeah.
our next episode. We probably get on and shout those teams out.
Great.
Who
Yeah.
have their finals,
Sure.
and maybe even the Titans, if their finalists are out, to go ahead and shout.
Absolutely.
Shout
And it's
those
cool when they
out.
put the maps on of all the different places that their registrants are coming from, all the different states. That's really cool to see.
Yeah, that is.
And so we have, and I'm not going to give it away just yet, but we have a very, very, very special,
Very special guest.
Very.
guest.
Yeah.
And this episode, and again, I usually, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on it, and I am introducing what the title of the. I didn't even tell y'all what the title,
title?
of the name of episode 7.
Girl.
Welcome to Atlanta, baby.
Welcome
Yes,
to Atlanta.
baby.
And we got ties to Atlanta in
That's
all
right.
kind of ways.
That's right.
Honey, you better get it right.
We actually have 2 special guests today. One is a little furry guest, and he's generally not allowed in here, but our sweet studio owner,
Yes.
who keeps him while we're recording, just in case he decides to be very vocal,
Yes.
is at an event. So Thor is in the house, and
Thor
he's
in the
right now
house.
sleeping on my lap, and hopefully he stays asleep on my lap.
Yes.
Baby Thor is in the house.
Yes.
Let's give him a shout out right now, and I'm going to be the clapper. Here we go.
Okay.
Clap it out, clap it out.
But we are in episode number 7, and welcome to Atlanta.
Welcome to
and
Atlanta.
you will know what we're talking about when we introduce our amazing, amazing guest. We're so proud to have her on. She
Yes.
is amazing. I want to be like her when I grow
Yes.
up. Okay?
Yes.
And I want to be like her when I grow up because I'm 21.
Girl, she taught me
Okay.
how to twist a light bulb back in the day.
Love it.
She taught me that. I have never forgotten it.
She is the best from the east and the west,
Yes, she is.
the north and the south, around the equator and the prime meridian.
There it is.
That's
Okay.
Okay.
But before we bring her on, we are going to talk about our favorite teams for this week.
Yes.
Right?
Right?
And we have got 3 of the teams that we are going to cover like we always do. And we are coming to the end of these, ladies and gentlemen, where it's probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 more teams that we need to get in there. But we're going to start off with, I have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Woohoo!
The Philadelphia Eagle cheerleaders, their debut was in 1948.
Nice.
And so, okay, here we go. They were formerly known as
something else.
the Eaglettes.
Yes.
In 1948 and 1970, they were called the Liberty Bells.
That's
Cute.
Nope, just the Liberty Bells.
that is cute. I like that.
And then 1980, they were known as the Philadelphia Eagles Cheerleaders. They have a current members of men and women for 33. They are on social media. They are on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They are on X, formerly known as Twitter. And I feel like I have to say that because that's just weird. So, anyway, they are on Twitter, formerly known, they're as X now. They are a part of the Alumni Association, the NFL Alumni Association, and the point person president is Maggie Hammond. And they do have an email, ppfcaalumni@gmail.com. So, fun fact, Barbara Zahn is the amazing director for the Philadelphia Eagles, and she has done some amazing things for them. The squad was unique in that it released a swimsuit calendar for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they presented that on Android. And that came out, and they served that as you had to subscribe to it, and they got $1.99 for a subscription.
Okay.
There was not they've got an amazing website as far as on their NFL site. They show their swimsuits, their swimsuit ads, and their their uniforms of all of the ladies. But that's
really cool.
Kinda cool.
Good.
Good.
That they have on them.
That's awesome.
But I just want to say their director, as we have an amazing director who is going to be on our podcast. Barbara Zahn has done a lot of amazing things for them. She was once a Miss USA and Miss America, and also coordinated the Eagles cheerleaders for the Super Bowl, the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. She coordinated all that for the Eagles, as well as the photo shoots. The squad also made off-field appearances. The squad has also made appearances at the 2012 Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama.
Nice.
Barbara was instrumental in the creation of the first NFL cheerleader calendar mobile, which I just said, and within 5 days of the launch, the app ranked Google Play's list of top 5 sports apps.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's really good.
That's
I think that
encouraging.
is amazing. Barbara was also, she had their squad's outfits. Guess who they were designed by?
Who?
Miss Vera Wang.
Okay.
Oh, hey now.
Okay. She designed their outfits and some of their uniforms, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not
I'd like to see what they look like. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, go on the website.
I will. I'm going to.
Check it out,
I'm
Check
intrigued.
it
Janine.
out, Janine.
Yeah.
It's good.
I like fashion.
It's good.
Okay.
And so Eagles Cheerleaders International Promotional Tours, they were in London, Mexico City, Hong Kong, Montreal, Quebec City, along with their Goodwill military tours in Iraq, Kuwait, Afghanistan, Diego Garcia, South Korea, Bosnia, and Kosovo. They've done all kinds of television shows, The Today Show, Ellen, Jimmy Kelly, the BBC, and ESPN Asia. They are a great group of young ladies. They've done a lot. Barbara Zahn, as their director, has done a lot to bring the squad in the forefront as far as definitely the calendar, the swimsuit calendar, and getting them on the Google app and promoting them in that way. I just wanted to give a shout out to them.
Great.
And they're a great organization. Go check them out. And they
Yes.
are on Instagram. They've got a great Instagram page and a great Facebook page to show what they're doing in the community as ambassadors. The Philadelphia Eagles, ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen.
ma'am.
We hope we
Good
meet
job.
some in Boston.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. Well, I have the New Orleans Saints. So how about that?
Woo!
Yes,
Let's
I like
go.
your enthusiasm.
Yes.
It was in 1967. How about that? And they
Yes.
were formerly known as the Saint-sations.
Saint-sation.
Come on
it.
It's a sensation.
I like it's kind
How
of a
can you
tongue
not like
twister,
that?
but I do like that.
I like
no
it.
Et.
I'm not mad at
No
it.
et, but-
I'm not mad at it.
From 1967 to 1971, they went by several different names, including the Louisians,
Okay.
I like that.
the Mademoiselles.
Oh,
I
hey.
like
Oh,
that.
that's a sassy one.
I like that.
And the Mamsels.
Not so
Not
much.
my favorite.
No, not my favorite.
Okay, well.
But it's okay. We still love them.
That's
Yes,
right.
still love you.
You got to go through different things to get where you need to be. Their roster size averaged 48 active dancers per year with up to 12 reserve dancers.
Oh, wow.
So they had people on reserve. I guess if
You
there
better
was
not
an
screw
injury
up.
or if
Somebody else.
yeah, exactly. They had 12 people ready to take your spot.
To represent.
Absolutely.
a good way to
I'm
keep
really
you
not
walking
mad
the
at
line.
that, but how do you shout out to those 12 because that is probably the hardest role
You
you'd
gotta
ever
be
take
ready.
on.
For sure.
You got to be
Because
ready.
you don't know when you might get in. You got to be ready, stay ready, and know everybody's part.
Absolutely.
So that's, good for them. That's
Good for
very
them.
interesting.
I
found
like
that
it.
interesting. They had that many. The current number of members that they have are 56 dancers and stunners.
Yes,
so that
honey.
gets some applause for that
Wow.
because I love that. Can you imagine what great visuals they can create with all those people on
for
the
sure.
field?
Quarter breaks and half times are amazing.
They're taking up the
Absolutely.
field.
Yeah.
Their finals are coming up. They have not passed yet. They're on April 24th, so coming up
Yes,
soon.
I love
so we can't wait
that.
to see the team that they come out with. They are a part of the Alumni Association, so you can get in contact with them on all socials. Raquel Davis is their alumni president, so if anybody
Perfect.
wants to reach out, you go for it.
I love it.
Couple of fun facts. Original dance team was put together by Tommy Walker, a longtime entertainment director of Disneyland. So I find this so interesting because they're very, the dancers at Disneyland are very specific, very detail oriented. So could you imagine? And very so creative.
Yes.
So can you
course.
imagine, what kind of things his
He
mind
came
was
up
coming
with.
up with? He did have a choreographer, and her name was Phyllis Nelson, a New Orleans-based dance instructor and voice coach that also had an extensive professional resume in TV and entertainment. So
love
she
it.
had her own stuff going in her own right, but she choreographed, and I guess he came up with the great ideas.
I love it.
So I thought that was pretty
That's pretty awesome.
pretty neat. I mean,
Yes.
pretty prestigious person to have.
Associated with your
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was super cool. And I love anything Disney. So I was super
You
Disney
have
fan.
to
there's
love
that.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
Another fun fact is one mamselle, Rhonda Shear. Rhonda,
Come
shout
on.
out to Rhonda. Rhonda went on to become a popular TV commercial actress and got her big break on USA Network's Up All Night. So she started off as a cheerleader. So good for her. You go, girl.
cool.
You go, girl. We'll have to talk about her off camera. but
Rhonda wants your autograph.
Rhonda wants your autograph, and we'll have to talk about her later.
Yeah,
I love
ladies.
that.
We'll have to talk about her later.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yes.
okay. I love that.
Go, Rhonda.
And this one more fun fact about them, which I love this fact. This is probably my favorite one. And I would actually like to do a whole podcast on this. In 2018, the team welcomed their first male dancer to their roster. Not
Very
just applause. I love it. I love it so much.
Very good.
Because it's so cool. It's so awesome. When there was, in fact, a gentleman that tried out for
For
the Titans, and
Titans.
he was amazing.
Yep.
And we have another gentleman we actually talked to at the tryouts that's going to come on, and
Yes.
he's amazing. So I love it. It's just such a family feel. Everybody, you got the talent. Come on,
Come on. you do it.
absolutely.
I'm all about it.
So anyway, that's what I've got. Shout them out.
The crew.
That's right.
The Saints crew, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
I love it. They are, amazing.
Yes.
Way to go.
Good things to come. Anita, what you got?
I know I say this every time, but there is just so little information, and it breaks my heart because there's so much history with all these teams, and to actually dig and try to find information, it shouldn't
It's
be like
hard.
that.
It should not.
That's true.
I have the Washington Commanders.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Formerly known as.
their cheerleaders are known as the Command Force,
Okay.
formerly known as the Redskinettes is how they debuted in 1962.
Okay.
Come on, Rhonda.
They do have a junior force team, ages 5 to 17. 5,
Okay,
that's young.
that's-
That's-
I love that.
Yeah, it's good.
and one of the things I saw with their auditions, that's why I was asking about the Titans, just to see what the differences were across the board. In their final round of the auditions, it includes a media shoot and a panel-style interview process so that the judges are looking for their business professionalism so that they can stay obviously open to the media and be able to represent the organization well. So I think that's very cool.
Very.
The Red Skinettes originally wore Native American costumes, but then they eventually, it doesn't say the date, but they switched over to the outfits worn similar to all the other NFL cheerleading organizations. In 1982, they were invited to be the first NFL cheerleaders to perform in Asia, promoting U.S. or American-made commercial products, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
I like it.
In 1983, they released their first calendar.
Okay.
In 1984, they began performing USO tours entertaining the armed forces. And also in 1984, they were the first cheerleaders in the NFL to form an alumni association. And it was formed by Terry Crane Lamb, who cheered 1979 to 1983. And if her name sounds familiar, it's because we talked about her in our alumni episode. She, along with Mickey Crawford Carnegie, the director of the Falcons Cheerleaders Alumni, founded the National Football Cheerleading Association. Alumni Organization.
Awesome.
Yes, in 2009. And so, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Really cool.
You dug deep. Give me
Listen,
some
I went
depth.
all over the place, and
It's
it
hard
took a
to
minute. It
find.
is. They were featured in national magazines such as Newsweek, Ebony, Cosmopolitan, Maxim, and Sports Illustrated. And they performed with some pretty amazing talents as well. Ricky Martin,
Yes.
Gretchen Wilson,
Woo!
Jerry Lee Lewis,
Yes.
James Brown,
Hey.
Casey and the Sunshine Band,
Oh my God.
and the Pointer Sisters.
Great.
They left their mark.
That's awesome.
And unfortunately, in 2021, there was some negative publicity. There was a controversial issue, and at that point, it was kind of about the same time they were rebranding the organization and dropping the Redskins.
Yeah.
They opted to get rid of the cheerleaders as they stood and bring
Yes.
in a dance team instead that was to include men, featuring high-energy dancers, gymnasts, breakers, and trying to incorporate more of that DC style of dance to make the team unique. And so they currently have 46 total, and 13 of them are men.
I like
And
it.
so
I like it.
I think the big takeaway I have with this is, we've said over and over again that our entire mission with Sideline Rewind is to bring positivity to this industry and to really highlight the amazing things that the cheerleaders and the alumni do for the communities
Yes.
and their teams as well.
Yes.
And so I love the fact that the Washington team didn't just let that negative event tarnish the industry, and that they were able to use that opportunity to bring in like a different vibe
Yes.
with the command force, and as part of the whole rebranding of the organization.
I
So
love that.
kudos to you, Washington.
Great. Love that. Oh, clap it up.
Rewind.
Rewind.
Take that and rewind it back.
That's right.
I think that was
I think
episode
we need
2
to
or
welcome to
3.
Atlanta right now.
Welcome to Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we've been waiting for this.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, y'all. Okay, Jakene.
Oh.
I said I wasn't gonna cry.
She's gonna cry.
And I might just do it.
Don't cry.
And we really weren't that close, but I just want when we were cheered together, we weren't.
You didn't do the
We
light
didn't have
bulb?
time to
You didn't
be.
do the light bulb?
We did not. But I just, how you just look at people from afar and go, like, I do Tina Turner and all these people, like, I want to be like you when I
She
grow up.
just compared you to Tina Turner.
She
No
did.
pressure.
When I grow up, I want to be like you, and I want to be, it's like, I want your vibe, and I want to do, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you just want to be like that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
You
I
like
do
their- you
y'all.
like
Like,
their
I want to,
energy.
y'all are my
Yeah.
peeps,
that's
and I
awesome.
want to be like y'all when I grow up.
Okay.
So I just
Let's-
think
so
that
let's hear all about her.
She is amazing, and ladies and gentlemen, Anita's gonna
Let's
bring it
hear
out.
it, girl.
So
Our
special
guest, my
Our
phone just
special
fell.
guest today is originally from Memphis, Tennessee. She's a graduate of Tennessee State University, former sophisticated lady in the aristocrat of bands, and member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She graduated with a degree in biology and became a laboratory manager and chemist at a pharmaceutical company. Okay, she continued her love for dance and performing as a Tennessee Titans cheerleader.
That's how we know her. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
For 2 seasons, and she was a captain for both of those seasons. She was also an Atlanta Falcons cheerleader for 4 seasons and a captain for 3 of those seasons.
Yes.
A former Georgia Force and Junior Force cheerleader coordinator for 4 seasons. A former Junior Falcons coordinator for 6 seasons. And she is currently the choreographer and coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders. 14 years there.
Woo! That gets applause right there. That's awesome.
We are so proud to have been a part of her journey with the Tennessee Titans, and we're honored to have her here with us today. So please welcome the beautiful and talented Jakene Ashford.
Oh my God!
We're so happy.
Wow!
Y'all wait till we
I need
post the
that
picture.
introduction everywhere I go.
Yeah.
You got it.
Girl.
We are your hype squad.
We are your hype team.
We got
honey.
you, girl.
If you need one, honey, we got you.
Oh, I love it. And I'm going to try not to cry. Like, I listened to the episode with Mika and I was at work and literally I'm like crying. Someone walked in like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes.
They're happy tears.
Happy tears, for sure.
Yeah.
Girl.
So many memories.
Yes, girl. We're so proud of you. And I'm just, again, like Mika, it's like you look at people that, and again, you're like these ladies to me. It's like you went out into the world and you just said, I'm Jakene, or I'm Anita, and I'm Jeanine, and I'm going to make a mark. And I'm going to do what I want to do and make a mark in cheerleading and dance and physical fitness. And I'm going to make my mark on the world and what that is. And I think that's important. And I think that is awesome. And I just want to hug your neck if I could. And when we saw you this summer, I'm so proud of you. And so thank you for being on with us. I could not be more grateful and gracious to you being here with us. So the first question, how did your experience as a TSU majorette, Titans cheerleader, and Atlanta Falcons cheerleader prepare you for your role as the Atlanta Falcons cheerleader director? And we do know that you a coach. We do know you have a counterpart, and if you want to, shout her out as well, please do. But let us know how you got there.
Yes, absolutely. So first, thank you for having me on. It is a privilege. Excuse me, the pollen here is crazy, but it's a privilege and an honor to be with you. I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, you're doing something that I've been talking about for a long time, and you've put it into action. So kudos to you. And I love listening. I've heard all the episodes, and I will definitely be sharing this with them. But yeah, shout out to our cheerleader director, Chateau Hendricks. Both of us have been there for decades. So I've been with the Falcons for 23 years.
Wow.
And she's been with the Falcons for 26 years.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
It's crazy. So you said, how does TSU, Titans, Atlanta Falcons,
how did that play a part in your being where you are now?
It's crazy. Nothing happens by luck. I think my footsteps were definitely ordered by God. Like, none of this is from me. With TSU majorettes, my mother went to Tennessee State.
Love it.
So I was just happy to be there. I had no intention of dancing. I had cheered, growing up. And the band director saw me in the cafeteria and he was like, "You're coming to majorette auditions this afternoon, right?" I was like, "I don't even know what that is." I didn't know. Jeanine, you said light bulbs and marching. I didn't know what any of that was. I was like, "No, I'm not going."
Oh my God.
My mom was like, "You're going." She was like, "You don't understand. Those are the sophisticated ladies. Like, they are the supreme women on campus. You have to go." So I went, had no idea what I was doing, never marched, made the team. Amazing experience. I was led by the legendary Judy Gentry, who was a phenomenal coach for me. And then thought that was it. Thought I was done dancing. And Titans came to town. I had never seen an NFL cheerleader. I had no idea what it was. And a friend of mine was like, "I'm going to try out. Will you come with me?"
No.
And I was like, I don't know if I want to dance.
Okay. Oh my God.
And I went with her on like a humbug, no preparation. went through the process, made the team, was totally shocked. Unfortunately, she didn't make it.
She didn't?
She didn't make it. But she is one of my biggest supporters to this day.
That's so sweet.
We're
That's a true friend.
Super best friends.
Yes.
But you talked about Mika the last episode. So I'm from Memphis. So I grew up watching Memphis State Pom. And I knew exactly who Mika was. Like, she was the girl.
She was the girl. Yes.
She was the girl. And so to make the team and be led by her, it was so inspirational. I can remember being a little girl and having my teddy bears, making up routines, watching Memphis State Pom on TV, competing. And I was like, oh my God, if I could just do that one day. And so to be coached by her.
Yes.
Talk about God just lining stuff up. I mean, you couldn't even write this story.
Yes.
And so, and seeing her as an African-American NFL coach, I didn't even know that existed. So that was so inspirational for me. It gave me hope, like, I can do this. And so that same friend who tried out for Titans, who didn't make it, she was moving to, and I don't know if you guys know why I left.
Yeah, that's a great question. Why did you leave the Titans? Was it a job? Like, what happened?
Crazy. So I had a roommate at the time, and she was getting married. And so I was like, I need a roommate. And I couldn't find a roommate. And my friend who had tried out for cheerleading, who didn't make it, she was like, well, I'm moving to Atlanta. And I was like, well, I'll just move to Atlanta too and be your roommate.
Oh my gosh. What a leap of faith. But it was like all as it was supposed to be.
Again, the stars aligned.
It all lined up. I didn't have a job.
Oh my gosh.
I had nothing. I moved to Atlanta, tried out for Falcons, got a job all within like a 3-week period.
Wow.
What?
Amazing.
It was nuts. I had no intention on trying out for Falcons. And I was like, well, I mean, it'll be a good way to meet people.
Sure.
Yes.
You know, keep cheering. And the crazy, I know you don't know this story. So Laverne and Janita, so those are some of our former teammates.
Yes.
So auditions back then for Falcons was open to the public at the Georgia Dome. And there was like 500 people auditioning.
Oh, wow.
And so Janita and Laverne and Tierney and everybody, they came down to watch.
Yes.
And I was so intimidated by all these people.
Oh my God.
I had 2 left feet the whole time. And so during an intermission, they were like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? And I was like, I'm just nervous. They were like, get it together, girl. What are you doing?
And I can totally hear the tone with
Yes,
Janita. She was not being, she was like, what are you doing?
Yes.
Exactly. She was like, what is wrong with you? So went through the process, got to and the way they did it then, you learned the finals routine the night of finals, and you had to turn around and do it that same night.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And so I got ready to go, and it was me and another girl. And our audition song was Shackles by Mary Mary. Take the shackles off my feet.
Yes.
And I can hear it in my head. And so the music comes on, and my feet are in cement.
They were in shackles.
They were shackles,
There were shackles on my feet. And I could not dance. And when I got done, I was like, oh my God, I know I didn't make it. What am I going to tell my former teammates? Because everybody was rooting for me. They had made a big card, like, good luck. We're so happy for you. We're so excited. I was like, what am I going to tell them? I know I didn't make it because I didn't do any of the audition. I watched the girl next to me do the entire dance.
Oh.
I just can't even believe this.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Oh my God.
And so they announced the team, and they get to the last 2 people, and they said, all right, and our 2 alternates are this girl and Jakene Ashford. And I was like, okay, well, I heard my name, but I don't know what that means. So I go up afterwards, and I said, hey, I heard my name announced. What does that mean? You said I'm an alternate. I don't know what that means. Did you guys know this story?
No. This is great.
I'm so excited. Like,
and so inspiring.
yes.
So the director at the time, her name was Christy Carter, and she said, well, you didn't do any of the dance.
But you're very cute.
You are very
So-
awesome. Anyway,
She said, we can't make you a full member, but I see something in you. And so I want to give you the summer to see if you can, get up to par to dance on the field. And I was like, oh my gosh, absolutely. So I worked my tail off. I kept my nose down. I was a sponge. I soaked it all in and it got ready for the first game. And she was like, all right, just want to let you know you are a full member. You're going to cheer every game. It's all
that's
good. I was
awesome.
like, awesome. And so I went back and I later asked her, I was like, I know I didn't deserve to make the team. I didn't do any of the dance. Why did you put me on the team? And she said, well, your former coach, Mika, sent me an email right before auditions and said,
oh my God.
and this was before prelims, who said, hey, one of my former cheerleaders is going to be auditioning for you. She would be an awesome addition to your team in more ways than one. You will see once you meet her.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
And she said, I had second thoughts
Jesus.
about, no, I don't know about this girl. She said, I thought back to that email and I said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance.
I love it.
Woo, Lord.
Shout
I
out,
still
Mika.
have that email.
All right, now
because
I'm
she
crying.
sent it to me and I printed it off and
Yeah.
I still have it.
Oh, that is so
Um,
sweet. That is the sweetest story.
But all of that just lined up. Yeah. And then the crazy thing, so my rookie year, I was an alternate. My second year, I made captain. Like,
I love it.
that just-
All you
God.
needed was just, isn't it great to have somebody that believes in you the way that Mika believed in her people, in her girls,
oh my
and the
goodness.
gentlemen?
And that's all it took
Yeah.
was that confidence of, you know what? You can do this.
That's
and yeah,
right.
you may not be perfect every time.
Right.
You may not have it all together, but be your authentic self.
Yes.
And that's going to show through.
Yes.
As a coach, that's what I'm looking for. It's not always the best dancer that makes the team. Sometimes
Absolutely.
it's someone who needs a little work.
Yes.
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 But we see something special in them and it's worth taking a chance. So,
I love that. That is such a
so
good
all
story.
of that brought
Wow.
me to my 23 years at the Atlanta
Yes.
Falcons.
That's a great story.
It is a great story.
Such an amazing story.
I love that.
Oh my
gosh.
God.
The goat, Mika. All I can think is she's
Mika, shout
She
out to
is.
Mika.
Shout out
A
to
shout
Mika.
out, girl.
Oh my
Sure.
God. It all just
Yeah.
works out the way it's supposed
Yes,
to.
it does.
And let me just say this before we move on, and I know we got to keep going, but Howard Gentry, Anita and I met him at the TSU documentary, and he mentioned you. He's like, Jakene? I said, yes, we know Jakene. And he was like, and I didn't remember this, but he judged our first tryout.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that either.
Yeah.
He
I was nervous until I saw him and I
That's
was
what he
like,
said. He told us the story.
like,
He
Okay.
did. He did
He
tell us
told
that story.
Aw, that's so
story,
sweet.
and he was like, he said, when I saw him, she saw me, she felt at home.
Oh.
And I
did.
go, what a great story. So I
Yes.
just wanted to bring that up on this episode because we saw him and I was like, that is such an amazing story, girl.
It is.
It is like
Oh,
all
thank
in
you.
divine timing and intervention, and it's amazing. So shout out to
Yes.
Howard
What's for
Gentry and
you,
you.
it is for you. What's for you is for you.
Yes.
period.
Correct.
Exactly.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
the Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders are known for being top notch in every aspect, but especially in performance, entertainment quality on game day. Tell us about your practice schedule and the time invested off the field, and what exactly does it take to be a member of your fabulous team?
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, we wouldn't say it if we didn't mean it. girl.
Exactly.
I will take all of that. But you mentioned the talent at the Titans auditions, and it's no different here. When I said I know I wouldn't make the team now because they are so talented.
Yes.
It blows me away every single year. And our team is really focused on highlighting everyone's talent. I feel like we're a very athletic team.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as NFL teams go, we're probably one of the ones who do more hip hop
Love
Okay.
that.
than a lot of other teams. We also throw in a few little partner stunts here and there when we can, tumbling.
Yes.
We love to do all that. Our fans are demanding and they want to be entertained. So
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And you deliver.
I have
Yes,
to pull out
I
all the
deliver.
stops. And we also have men.
Mhm.
We have, we're co-ed. We have a couple guys and they're dancers.
Love
we don't
it.
have stunters. Everyone's a dancer. We have 40 members last year. This year we're going down to 36. But we really don't practice what you would think. We really pride ourselves on having a team that's versatile.
Mhm.
So they all have full-time jobs. They're full-time students or
Awesome.
Wow.
parents,
Mhm.
homemakers. And so we rehearse about maybe 6 to 7 hours a week.
Well, that's good. That's
So
not bad.
That's not
for
bad.
like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the rest of the time, they're practicing at home. Of course, there's homework to do.
Yeah. Well, sure.
But it's not, once they make the team, it's not as time consuming as you would think. But these are trained dancers.
Right.
So when they come to me, it's more so teaching them our style of dance.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of them
Okay.
come from college. You talked about having people from all over. We had dancers from 36 states audition,
Wow.
and we're in the middle of auditions right now.
Wow.
Yes.
So 36 states, 150 something colleges,
Wow.
ages 17 to 39. And they come
Amazing.
ready. We have 34 vets re-auditioning for 36 spots.
Wow.
So-
Wow. So everybody's
my
coming back
goodness.
on
Wow.
top of.
That's a nail biter.
That is a nail biter.
Yes.
Nail biter.
I mean, it could go. That's makes me
Yes.
nervous just sitting here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the talent level is out
Off
of this
the
world.
chain.
It's crazy.
And again, that's a shout out to you guys, the people in charge, because these people want to come back.
Exactly.
They don't want
wanna
to leave.
come
They want
back.
to come back and stay. So that's
Absolutely.
that's
and
great.
you got people from all over the country saying, "What's up with the Atlanta Falcons? I want to
Right.
be a part of it."
right. Love it.
That's awesome.
Love it.
That's awesome. I love it.
So, as we all know and experience, there are lots of different personalities on the squad, and obviously it's important to be cohesive. So, throughout the tryout process, with veterans interacting with new recruits, is there a portion of their scores that are influenced by that?
Oh, for sure. For us, the interview weighs 50% of their score.
Wow.
And for vets,
Wow.
that's huge.
Yes.
That is a lot.
It is.
So the vets, we kind of already know them.
Mm-hmm.
So their interview is based on their entire season.
Got it.
That's their interview score. And they get a bye for prelims and semifinals, and then they join everyone else during finals. So
Got
when
it.
we're having prep classes or other things, they are so helpful. They're so kind and welcoming, and people will follow them on Instagram and they'll correspond with them and give them tips and tricks and things like that. I will say when finals comes around, it's every person for themselves.
Yes.
So they may not be as friendly
Right.
or willing to, lend a hand, but they're still very kind and gracious because they want a team that's going to continue our culture and our traditions
Exactly.
and our
That's
level
important.
of talent. So they want the best of the best, even while they're trying to compete for their spot. But absolutely, all that goes into interview score, and even the new people coming in. And I tell people, you never know who someone is. So even when they're signing in to get their number,
Mm-hmm.
if you come in with an attitude, don't speak, or just negative, like they'll come and say, "Hey, number 25, she was 5 minutes late," or "She had a bad attitude," or
Mhm.
all of that we take into consideration because we
course.
really want people who are going to represent us
Right.
as if we're there all the time and
Sure.
hold on to our core values that we really emphasize. So we want the best of the best for sure.
I love
awesome.
that because
Yeah.
that just transitioned to what my question is.
Okay.
And it kind of goes off of what you're saying. It's like, how does that process, the tryout process, and even if I know you're in the middle of it now, so say somebody is coming in next year, how does that play? So tell us about your tryout process and what advice would you give a young lady or gentleman that want to go through the process? Are you looking at the positivity and the attitude? As a director, are you looking at that? And you just said that, but just for future and anybody that comes into the podcast that wants to try out for the Atlanta Falcons next year, do you look at that? And you just said it, but just kind of go into that a little bit deeper as far as how do you go into that looking at attitude and positivity as a new member coming in or even a former member? Are you looking at that? Are you and your co-director looking at that during the tryout process?
Yeah, definitely. So our auditions are virtual all the way up until finals.
Okay.
So first round, semifinals is all virtual. And we also have hybrid prep classes where you can come in person or you can join over Zoom. And we have several prep classes. And I always encourage people, go to prep class.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many times people will turn in a video and I'm like, have you ever seen what we do?
Right.
They did not do their homework.
They didn't
They
see.
did not do their homework. You know, even if it's one prep class.
Right.
Even when I auditioned for Falcons, I just went off the website and it said, you know, wear a one-piece leotard. So I went out and got a one-piece leotard.
Yes.
That's what it said.
Right.
And then it said like white tights or something. Like something just odd. And then when I get to auditions, everyone else has on a two-piece in flesh tone tights, and I felt so out of place. I think that started off
That's probably
the
put you in
bad
the mindset. Yeah.
performance.
Right.
Because
Why
I
did
didn't
they
on
have
the
that
right
on?
attire.
Why did they have that on there? Because I have a similar experience when I went to the
Laker
Laker girls, but but I don't know that I think it was like you could wear a one piece, like, so I thought I'm gonna wear a leotard, and I got there and everybody's like pushed up and out and two piece and hair down,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well,
And
hell, this is
sequins,
not it for
and I
me.
look like I'm going to ballet class.
Right.
Like, what?
I don't know.
Gosh.
Maybe it's how they weed people out. Like, okay, have they been to prep? You know, I don't.
Maybe
I don't know
so.
why
Maybe
they did
it's a little
that.
test, you know?
Yeah.
But do your homework for sure. And what I love now, especially with social media, is a lot of these people will kind of friend each other and keep in
Good.
contact with each other. So we kind of know a lot of them before the process. They're friends of someone. Someone knows them from college. And so it's good to kind of get a preview of them. But we pride ourselves on a positive culture on our team.
Absolutely.
And we will take someone
So
who's going
important.
to be a positive influence every time over the fantastic dancer with
Yeah.
the bad attitude.
Right.
Love it.
So
It's
important.
a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So do you look at their social media?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Right.
You have to.
Absolutely. I always tell people, clean up your social media.
Don't be a fool on social media.
And again, I want to say that because it's like people need to know that.
Of
It
course.
seems
And if
like
you-
common sense, but maybe
No,
not.
they don't think that. I mean,
I do
No.
that when I'm interviewing people for my business. And if I look at your social media page and it is a train wreck, I'm not even going to interview you. I can tell you right now because I can't handle that kind of responsibility
right.
for
That's
my
right.
business.
That's right. We have to trust people with our uniform, with our brand.
That's exactly
and if there's
right.
any question marks of, you know, something that's going to reflect negatively, we can't, the competition is too tough for us to take a chance on a red flag
yes.
over someone who we know, okay, they're not going to be any headaches, no problems. We're not going to have to babysit them. They're going to be professional. You know, red flags at this level is just a no-no.
Well, and it's the organization, the brand that you're protecting, and it's also the cheerleading industry altogether. We want to keep that in a positive light and make people realize that there are professionals that are doing this and charitable women and men who are out there representing their community, their teams, their environment. And so it's important to see that on their social media
Yeah.
Absolutely.
altogether.
So, Jakene, you cheered with us in the glory days with the Titans. We had many unique and once-in-a-lifetime experiences in that first year, matter of fact. So, are there any things that you took from being on the Titans and you use those situations or training methods or anything in your coaching style today? Does that...
Oh my goodness.
I kind of flipped it a little
yes.
bit because we kind of answered the other question
Yes.
before, so I wanted
Yeah.
to maybe not be repetitive.
Yeah, definitely, yes. I loved how Mika played up to our strengths.
Yes.
You know, we were all different kinds of levels. Some of us were more cheer. Rhonda, you were more cheer. I was more cheer. Jeanine, you were more dance. And she just highlighted everyone's
Strengths.
everyone's strengths and
Yes.
their talent and what they did best. And so I really try to emphasize that on my team. I would say the majority of my team is dancers, but there are some people who are more cheer related. So if we're doing a hip hop pom routine, I'll switch it up in my pom and my hip hop girls. Let's bring you down front, or something that's super jazzy. Let me get my turners and my leapers down here.
Yes.
And so I try to highlight.
I love that. That's great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
That is, and then again, that makes a great leader. That makes a great coach. And that's what people are drawn to and want to keep coming back for more. And you're doing so much more than just coaching or choreographing. You are building people up for things that are going to last a lifetime. So much far beyond NFL or being on a field. So good for you.
Woo!
Good job.
Girl. I'm like,
You go, girl.
All right, we're talking about the social media page a lot, and yours is truly fantastic, and we have to give you props for that.
So good.
Number
Sharing-
one.
It's so
The
good.
sharing spinergy and positive affirmations, highlighting each member with what being part of the team means to them, the charity involvement, performances, and all of that stuff. So how important has social media been to the support of your organization, and how much interaction with the community do you get as a result?
Oh my gosh, social media has really just taken us to another level. And I have to shout out, we have a team of cheerleaders who run our social media page. It's probably about 5 or 6 of them.
Awesome.
And they are so passionate about it. And they come up with so many great ideas, and we just all kind of contribute to make it happen. But we know that is our extension to the world. And we really use that as a tool, a recruiting tool. We use it to highlight what they do outside of Falcons. You would think after all these years that people would know, oh, cheerleaders are so much more than just on the field. They're shaking pom-poms.
They
They
don't.
don't.
They really
They
don't.
don't.
They don't.
They, I think our first question is always, are you the real Falcons cheerleaders?
Oh, nice.
Because it's like, but you're out at the grocery store, you're at work, you're at this school doing this appearance. We thought you only just cheered on game day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
They don't equate the two things together. And so we use that as an opportunity to really highlight what they do outside of Falcons. Our tagline is, we are wow, men and women. Because when they find out what we do, they're like, wow, I didn't know you did all that. So
There you go.
Love it.
There you go.
So,
And it just
like me, I have a full-time job outside of Falcons,
Sure.
still. And
Wow.
our director, she's
Wow.
a high school guidance counselor.
wow. Good for
That's
you
And
guys.
this
awesome.
is all we do.
Yes.
But no.
Good. It just goes to show how important social media can be. It can be really good and helpful, or it also be really hurtful. So you got to make
Exactly.
sure one or the other. But
Absolutely.
good for you guys. You're so inspiring. Just to sit there and say, I do all of this, and I still have a full-time job on top of that. So what's anybody else's excuse?
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
I
you
love
tell
it.
those girls they're doing an amazing job on the social media.
Absolutely. We are big
Amazing.
fans. We are your number one fans.
We are, and I love how y'all, and I know, I just want to point this out before I ask my question. I love how, and this is what we want to do, and this is what kind of gave me the idea for us, is y'all highlight when you're performing on game day, what time your performance is on the quarter break, halftime.
I love that.
And
Yes.
where you're going to be and the specific time. That is so major because some people don't know that. And if they're coming to the game, especially as a wife or a girlfriend, or even if the guy wants to see, whatever, they know when the cheerleaders are performing at the stadium, they're performing at quarter break or halftime or before the game starts. I think that is so important that y'all put that on your social media. I just love that. I don't think that, I think Dallas does it, but I think that is so important because you want people to know where you're going to be when you're performing so that they can kind of click in and say, we're
Absolutely.
there. And I think that gives
right.
them, and then that's a nod to leadership
Of course.
as well, to say, we've got people in the stands at pregame wanting to see our girls.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right. Because
Awesome.
they spend so much time on these performances, they want people to see them.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And we have a great game day entertainment department. last year we got to perform with probably every hip hop artist in Atlanta. We
Oh
had
my
a
gosh.
50-year celebration of hip hop. We performed with Ludacris,
See.
Jermaine Dupri,
See.
Welcome to
Wow.
Atlanta.
Welcome to
Weezy,
Atlanta.
Quavo. I mean, any hip TLC. I mean, just all these amazing
See.
artists. And so we want people to see them. So
Yes.
we definitely want people in their seats when
That's
it's
so
time
cool.
for the performance.
That's
Love
so
it.
cool.
Love that.
So shout out to y'all for that.
Yes.
Keep it going. I love it. I
Thank
love it.
you.
As a director, and girl, you were in that, like Jeanine was like, girl, Jakene is in Nashville. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know. How do you, as a director, how do you stay grounded and inspired with your busy schedule? Like, how do y'all do it? How do you do it?
Gosh. Well, again, shout out to, our director, Chateau Hendricks. It's a tag team.
Yes.
We work we're very different. She's the good cop. I'm the bad cop.
Oh, wow.
She calls me Mean Jakene
That's
because
so funny because you know what I'm called, Jakene? Jameen.
Are you joking?
So, yeah, like my
I'm
students.
gonna use
One
it.
of my former
I'm gonna
students
use
said,
it.
"Oh, we used to always call you Jameen. You didn't know, but we were Miss Jameen." I'm like, "Oh, thanks a lot."
I didn't.
But
That's
there
funny.
you
Oh
go.
my
So you
That
can
is
also be
funny.
Jameen.
I'm gonna borrow that.
Yeah.
I'll share it with you.
Real.
I'm kind of military. Like, okay, we've got to do
Yes.
this.
Got it.
Practice. We have a schedule. We have to stick to it. But me and her work really well together just to tackle everything. And then we have an amazing community relations department
Good.
that assists us with a lot of the internal things, the business side of cheerleading.
Yes.
They assist with that. So we have a lot of hands-on help. But going into season 23, really the past couple of years, I said, you know what? I have to make sure that I'm still having fun and I'm
Yes.
still enjoying this. So I definitely believe in self-care.
Good.
Every few weeks, I get a massage. I'll go on a trip.
Good.
Good for
Do
you.
some things outside of cheerleading that I enjoy so that when I come back to cheerleading, I'm energized and I'm ready to go.
That's right.
Good job.
Good job.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
I love it.
There are many special opportunities that go along with being an NFL cheerleader, and one specific special honors to being chosen to go to the Pro Bowl. How does your team decide who is selected for that? And tell us what boxes they need to check to even be considered for this.
Yes. So I love that we let the team vote on who they want to go.
Oh, wow.
Because it's the true representation of the team and who
Right.
they think will be the best representation of them. And at the beginning of the year, Chateau and I get together and it's like, who do you think is going to go to Pro Bowl? And we never know. But it's so many good, the people that we think is going to be it. Sometimes it's not.
I love that.
Um,
Gotcha.
But we've been so blessed that we have amazing cheerleaders. If we could send 10 people to Pro Bowl, they would all be deserving.
That's great. Yeah.
So we've never had to send somebody like, oh, I don't know why they voted for that person. It's always been.
I love that.
Yeah,
you
that's a great
actually,
problem to have.
Go with their choice. Like you trust your team enough to be like, you know what?
That's
Yes.
amazing.
Because it could be they select somebody and y'all are like, oh,
Ooh, that
no,
girl.
absolutely not. But
Right.
that's great.
Right.
That's great.
No,
Again,
it's
leadership
always worked out.
Yes, ma'am.
comes from the top, always. Good job.
That's awesome.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Jakene, girl, you're such an inspiration. So, and we're so proud of you.
We are so proud of
We're
you.
so proud. We want to know what are one or two things that you want your cheerleaders to take away from your leadership and from you being a part of the Atlanta Falcons cheer squad. What do you want your legacy to be with them? What do you want them to take away from the experience?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so and Chateau and I both kind of feel this way that Falcons has really almost been our ministry. We get a lot of these young people when they're trying to find themselves.
Yes,
they're
honey.
normally right out of college, finding their first job, paying bills for the first time, trying to figure out life.
Yes.
And one thing that we always emphasize to them is let Falcons be the icing on your cake, not your whole cake.
Yes.
That's
So
great.
Smart.
Awesome.
Yes. So we always encourage them, you know what, if you want to go back to school, go back to school. If there's a job opportunity that comes up that interferes with Falcons, you know what? Take that opportunity, follow your dreams, step out on faith. We always encourage them to look beyond Falcons. We never want someone who just wants to come and dance and be seen and, be famous. We really want them to use this as a stepping stone to whatever is next. And we always let them know, you know what, Falcons is always home. You're once a cheerleader, always a cheerleader.
Yes.
We have a strong alumni program. You mentioned Mickey, who's our alumni director. And we really do have a strong network of amazing women. So we just try to look at it as we're preparing everyone to just go on to their adult life.
Love it.
That's great. Love that.
I love that. I love that.
And last but not least, Jakene. We do this every show. We have ask the guest or ourselves or whoever, what is your favorite rewind from your career? It can be anything from anywhere, but what would that be for you?
Oh gosh. Probably I'm gonna give you two, but they're kind of the same.
That's great.
Great.
So my first one was cheering at the Super Bowl with the Titans.
Absolutely.
I mean, just storybook.
Yes.
Exactly.
An experience you wouldn't have enough money to pay for.
Right.
That's right.
That's very true.
That's so true.
Just from start to finish, even walking in the ice storm, trying to get to the Georgia Dome with the shower caps on our head and
looking for a Sharpie.
Looking for Sharpies and
bus on the side of the road, walking in with our Sophie shorts on at rehearsal.
And our Shoney shoes.
Cheerleaders looking like supermodels.
yes.
I wouldn't trade any of it. It was
so
amazing.
good.
Yes.
I agree with that. We all do.
We all
for sure.
agree with you on that one.
I loved it. And then my most recent one was being able to coach in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And seeing my team do my choreography on the field during the Super Bowl.
Yay! That is so cool.
Yes.
Oh, girl.
Talk about full circle.
Yes.
Look, the circle of life. Huh?
Right. Oh.
When I talk about those steps being ordered, like,
yes.
and I was like, so this is what all that was for, to bring me to this moment.
Wow. That is super cool.
That's so
Super,
cool.
It was
super
incredible.
Cool. Wow.
And then we did a song. We danced to Fitz and the Tantrum. I can make your hands clap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were there at the game.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
And I went on their social media page, and they were like so excited that we were dancing to their song. Like,
Oh my God.
That's so cool.
it.
You can't write that.
Like you guys
can't
planned
write
it or
that.
something.
You
You
can't
didn't.
write that.
That's so cool.
Oh.
it was
Wow.
nuts. It was
Well,
nuts.
you just went in the Rewind Hall of Fame for that. That was
Exactly.
good.
For sure.
Yes, for sure. Oh my God, y'all.
This was so fun.
I know. I could talk to y'all all night.
It's so fun.
Well, you know, there's more where that came from, but
Yes.
for tonight,
Yes.
I know we got to wrap it up,
So
and
fun.
Ooh, but
we are so, like I said, honored to have you come on here, and
Yes.
such an inspiration. And
Thank
I
you
feel
so
like I'm a little
much.
teary tonight,
Yes.
but
oh my God, like I'm so like with Mika and you and all of us, it's like it's just all a big family, and it's just like I think again, we want to leave a legacy. We want to keep going as far as our Titans in that inaugural season as Tennessee Titans cheerleaders. I think that we're going to build one hell of a legacy.
That's
I
right.
think so. And
I mean,
community.
we're all in a community, and I think we already have, but there's more to come.
That's right. That's right.
I think there's more to come.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh my
sure.
God.
Yeah.
Y'all.
What you got, Rhonda?
Oh my God! So, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite sideline rewind is gonna be with Jakene.
Yeah.
And thank you again for coming on and just waking us up to our awareness of our journeys. And I just want to promote all the young ladies that we've seen at the Titans cheerleaders or whoever is trying out to listen to this and understand what your legacy is going to be as a person. There is so much more for you to do it's bigger than the cheerleading, but if you are a cheerleader, you are giving back to a bigger picture that you probably don't know yet. But please continue to go out and pursue your dreams, and they will come true. It's all in the plan.
There you go.
It's all in the plan.
Take those steps.
There you go. And we've got the reunion coming up.
Are you
Don't forget.
I'm not. I'm
In
going to be at a
Boston?
dance convention that same
Oh, that's
weekend.
right. In Las Vegas, right?
But hey,
Las Vegas.
it's a dance
Yeah.
convention, so you're still giving out. So it's all good.
Love that.
It's all good.
Well, it did sell out.
It
and
did sell
she
out.
actually took in some alternates on the list because, and they keep calling and being like, "Well, can you not get us in?" And she's like, "This is the largest group we've had so far."
Yay,
Yeah, so
fun.
I think there's over 600 coming, and
Great.
so
I love
it's
it.
going to
Oh,
be
wow.
an experience,
Can't wait
and
to
we're
meet
excited.
everybody.
I love it.
We're going to do some remote recording there,
Yes.
and meeting lots of
Can't
friends. and
wait. It's going to be
can't
so
wait.
fun.
So we hope that you will come back in the middle of the season next year.
Yes.
Yes.
and-
Next
and-
time I
and
want
so
to
we
be
can
in
have-
studio, though. We've got to work that out.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
You can be here.
Yes.
And we can have you on and
Yeah.
and
And then also coming up is the first Cats game. So we've got
Oh, yes,
a tie
next-
to that.
next
with,
Friday,
Laverne
right?
and Sissy.
Laverne and Sissy are directors of
That's
the Cats
right.
Arena Ball.
Can't wait to
That's amazing.
support them and in this. And they've got a great group of ladies. And
Absolutely.
can't wait to see that. come to
Absolutely.
life.
So, and then
They're
we're
doing an
gonna
amazing
have
job.
some more amazing guests on.
Yeah.
Before we
Really
go
exciting
to
guests, yes.
Boston, maybe a couple of more. We'll talk about tryouts.
Yes.
Tryouts are still going on.
They're still happening.
Ladies
still
and gentlemen,
going on.
When are your finals, Jakene?
Our finals is May 20th.
May
Okay.
20th. So we've still got
Yeah.
some finals
Stay
that are
tuned.
still going on. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
I think Dallas still has theirs going into May. So please, ladies and gentlemen, look them up.
That's
if they
right.
have open tryouts,
Yeah.
go check them out.
Mm-hmm.
Go visit.
Absolutely.
See what's happening.
Absolutely.
Woo, woo.
All right. I think we just got welcomed.
I think we are welcoming to Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yes.
And so, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Jimmy, for the use of your studio. Thank you, Mr. Chim, always
Yes.
for your sound production. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you,
always.
Jakene.
Thank you, Jakene. We
Yay.
cannot thank you
Thank
enough.
you.
We know you are so busy. Thank you so much for being on.
Shout
we
out
hope to-
Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, and we hope to have you on again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Always, this is Sideline Rewind, all things professional cheerleading.
That's right.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Please like, download, and subscribe. Apple, Amazon, Spotify. We love you guys. Welcome to
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Episode
Peace.
number 7. Peace.
Woo-hoo.